Hey guys, it's Josh with Cardinal Offroad. Today I'm going to show you some tools that I take out on the trail and also where I'm going to store these tools. So I think that's very important when you're going on the trails, is to make sure you have extra tools and parts so you can fix things if need be. I see a lot of guys go on the trails and not bringing extra U-joints and belts and stuff like that. And then they have no tools whatsoever to fix anything. So I'm not really sure why, because at some point or another, even if it's on an easy trail, you're going to end up breaking something. Normally when I go on the trails, I take all my tools and I'll throw them in these bags here, and these aren't too bad, and I'll just take my tools. Like I said, I'll just throw them all in there. Normally my wrenches, I'll zip tie or put a string through all the box ends, just kind of hold them together. Whether or not I just throw them in here, I've got U-joints in here, like I said, for the drive shafts and for the axles. But the only issue with these bags is, now that I run a fuel cell in the rear, and there's really no good spot to put these. I normally put these behind the rear seat, and then I just kind of put a ratchet strap through the handles and kind of tuck them down. Now that I can't do that, I want to kind of get rid of these bags, and what I'm going to do is do my Rockman tailgate and put my tools in there. I'm not going to be able to get all the tools in there, but I should be able to get a pretty good amount. When I'm on the trail, normally, I always take my impact. That's probably my #1 thing to take. It just makes things a little bit easier, especially if you got to pull a wheel off or something like that. Pry bars, wrenches. When it comes to wrenches, you can't just take any kind of wrench. You need to make sure that you have the right wrenches for your Jeep. So, especially going to 1-tons now, you're going to need different sockets for your axles, especially for the rear. Sterling, you got a certain axles socket to get the shafts out. For the front, you're obviously going to need bigger sockets and stuff, rather than what you would have when you run like a Dana 30 and Dana 44 like I was. And then obviously any other bolts, any things that you fabricated up for the suspension, you're going to make sure that you have those sockets and wrenches as well. What you don't want to do is just carry wrenches around, think you have the right size, and then not have what you need. Once you figure that out, then you can figure out where you're going to store your tools. So I'm running the Rockman tailgate now, and I really haven't messed with it, but my idea is to put the majority of my tools in the tailgate. And the reason being is because the tailgate's a little lower. I have my roto packs, but they're kind of high, so I don't want to put anything in those. And the Rockman tailgate is more lower, so if I put stuff in there, as far as weight goes, it's going to keep the weight down on my Jeep. And what I mean by that is you don't want to put any of your heavy stuff up high, because it's going to want to make the Jeep top heavy. So I'm going to kind of keep that stuff low. I'm not going to be able to get everything in there. Like I said, I get the majority of it, and then the rest I'll just throw in one of my roto packs, or I also have the Tuffy lock boxes on the cab as well. So all I'm going to use is some toolbox foam, and you can get this stuff online anywhere. It comes in different thicknesses and different sizes as well. So I actually went with a 3-inch, I think, thick one, and I just took it and I just ripped it apart. It comes apart pretty easy. It's kind of layered. And then you're also going to need a torch. So I've seen some people do this in the past. It's going to be pretty simple. We're going to heat up all the tools that we're going to use. And then, as you can see here, I did with the wrench. You'll heat the tools up, you'll hold on to them like some needle nose, and then you're just going to kind of set them in the foam. And what it's going to do is leave this indentation. See right here. And then what that does is it makes it nice, because you know where every tool is going to be. So if I'm missing this wrench, I know what size I'm missing, because all my wrenches will be in a line. And it also keeps them to where if you need to grab, you know, a certain tool or whatever, you know where it's going to be. And then your stuff's not rattling around either. So now that we got that, let's go ahead and get started.